Hey folks, Robbie Payne with Chrome Unboxed here, coming at you today with an unboxing of the Toshiba Chromebook 2. This device is rocking a 1080p IPS display, which is a big feature that a lot of people have asked for, a lot in the lower to mid-range Chromebooks that we have not seen very often, aside from the HP 11 and the expensive Chromebook Pixel. This one is also rocking the latest Bay Trail processor, 4 gigs of RAM, and Skull Candy audio. So we'll see how kind of some of those things all pan out. For those of you who are not familiar, there is a lower end Toshiba Chromebook. It's a little less expensive, has the kind of Chromebook standard 1366, 768 TN panel display, which a lot of people are getting pretty tired of. And for the most part, seems to be online. A lot of people are really clamoring over the outer parts of this device, and kind of coming back to saying, the processor's a little slow. The Bay Trail processors are a tad slow, and probably until we start seeing Broadwell, whichever version or part of the Broadwell line of processors at the beginning of the year start hitting Chromebooks, this is kind of what we're going to see in Chromebook performance for now. From what I've seen online, most of these are hit somewhere in the 8,000 on Octane, if benchmarks mean much to you. So that puts it squarely in between, say, the Samsung ARM Chromebooks, or what's the other ARM Chromebook I'm thinking of? The Acer Chromebook 13. Those ARM Chromebooks get somewhere in the 6,000 range, and then your Haswell, your HP 14, Acer C720, the old Toshiba Chromebook, designs that have fans, those usually get between 10 and 11,000 on Octane. So this puts it squarely in between those two. So the 4 gigs of RAM will help with multitasking, but it's not going to be the blistering fast Chromebook experience that some people are looking for, myself included. But I do believe the hardware, from what I've seen online so far, really wins out with a lot of people. Standard fare in here, slim, pretty standard looking charger, block and cable. We may have to plug that guy in to get him to wake up. I have not seen too many reviews yet of this guy. It's been hit and miss as far as getting it from major retail outlets, but it seems like it's starting to hit those channels now. Let's get this box out of here. Pull the cloth off. And there's a lot of striking resemblance to, not surprisingly, to the original Toshiba Chromebook. First off, you kind of have that dimpled pattern. Get it up close here and see if it can focus on that or not. There it goes. So highly textured, but very fingerprint resistant, which is kind of nice. It's not really picking up anything I'm doing here. On the back side, it's a less glossy, less silvery version of that same thing. Lots of screws. So you probably jump in there pretty easily, but being fanless and slim, it's probably going to be hard to work on, I would say. On the side, we have HDMI, Kensington lock, USB 3.0 combo headphone microphone, nothing across the back save for the hinges. Other side, USB 2.0 it looks like, yep. Full-size SD card slot, and then your power jack. No speaker ports across the bottom, sides, front, anything. That is because this has got Skull Candy audio. Some people may be fans of Skull Candy. I'm not a huge fan of them, but the audio apparently comes straight from the keyboard, which is kind of cool. I like that effect. And other Chromebooks that have done that, the HP 11, and most notably the Chromebook Pixel, both of them had stellar audio coming from the keyboard. The device is relatively light, pretty thin as well. And it's a slight bit thinner than the original Toshiba Chromebook. And it does kind of have these beveled edges on it. You can see that there's that hard bevel there rather than kind of a curved meeting there. So, very cool indeed. So let's open it up and see if... Oh, so close. Almost got the one finger open, which is pretty awesome. Let's get this down in here and see if it's going to power up for me. If not, we'll cut away real quick. I'll grab the charger and get this thing plugged in. Doesn't look like it's going to play long. I'll be right back. All right, and in true Chromebook fashion, I plugged it in and hit record, and before I could even get back to the camera to hit record, it had already booted up. So that's pretty awesome. Nice quick boot time, as we know, love, and expect from Chromebooks. And I can tell you guys, just from right now looking at this screen, apart from the Chromebook Pixel, hands down, best screen I've seen yet on a Chromebook. That is nice. Really, really gorgeous. First touch on the trackpad here. A little grainy feeling. It's textured. The original Chromebook, or Toshiba Chromebook, had this as well. The interior body looks like that brushed aluminum. It actually kind of feels texture-wise to the touch like it. Obviously, hitting on it a little bit, it is not that. But overall, it's an attractive design. It feels good. Not creaky, very solid. And again, no fans, no speaker ports. So it's very, very, very solid in the hand, which is pretty cool. Let's get signed on to some Wi-Fi here. And guys, to be honest with you, I don't know if I'm real lenient on keyboards. For the most part, they don't get me bent out of shape, and the travel's not that great. And I'm not typing lengthy articles every day. Usually I'm typing a few lines of code, stop, few lines of code. So I may not be the best judge of keyboard. Keyboard feels good, travel feels okay on it, keys are nicely spaced. So nothing surprising there. Trackpad's nice and wide, full width of my hand again. The texture I'm not crazy for because I feel like that's going to take away from some of the responsiveness of it because it's not going to be easy for your finger to slide across. I'm not sure why companies ever go with a textured trackpad, but some of you may like that. Maybe your thing. I'm not sure. I can tell you it probably isn't going to collect oil and grease nearly as much as a slick trackpad would. It doesn't seem like the inside is going to do that either. Kind of pushing all over here, and I'm not seeing anything actually attract on there, which is kind of neat. I'm hoping to be able to cash in on that 1 terabyte of storage. If you don't know anything about that, for a limited time, you get a Chromebook. They're giving you a terabyte of storage for 2 years versus the 100 gigs you normally get with a Chromebook, which is pretty nice. Not sure what's going on here. Hopefully this won't take too long. A couple things I can tell you from just looking at it right now. Viewing angles are great, as expected from an IPS display. There's quite a bit of glare on it, and I've got the brightness cranked max here. It's a decently bright room. Let's see if I can catch some of the glare. Yeah, you can see and though it is picking up glare, it is doing that. The colors just look great. The blacks are deep. Like I said, off-angle viewing looks great. It's just a real pleasure to look at a screen that looks like this on a Chromebook, finally. While it's doing whatever it is it's doing here, I can probably pull this out now. Kind of give you a look around with it opened. Very nice, very sleek, very attractive Chromebook in general. And again, we're not getting any creaking. Not really able to twist or bend anything. It is an attractive Chromebook, to say the least. I don't know that I've ever been stuck this long on this particular spot. Determining device configuration. Let's shut down. Try to restart here and see what happens. I like to at least do something so you can kind of see some performance, but we'll get to that in the review. Not a huge deal here. Just to say, on first blush, device feels good. Very sturdy, very attractive. The screen is gorgeous. It looks like we're going to be able to move through. Good. Pull this off screen real quick. Get my credentials in here. I'm telling you, up close, I haven't really gotten to get my face down close enough to it to interact with it. Screen is just so gorgeous. All right, all logged in there, and here we go. It's going to be downloading apps and stuff like that, so take all of this, what I'm about to do here, with a grain of salt. Let's put it through the Google Plus. because as we all know, Google Plus seems to be the worst, or one of the worst websites for Chromebooks, and they usually struggle pretty badly through it. So we'll give it a second. I want to let it load because I know it's downloading a bunch of stuff in the back, just part of it. And you know, not too bad. Let's go full screen. You know, a bit of lag, but I'm gonna say not the worst thing I've ever seen. Usually those ARM Chromebooks, I pull up Google Plus the first time and it's just a nightmare. Not real bad at all. I'm not gonna lie. This is impressive. Now, an update did go out last week, one of the new Chrome OS updates, and it only hit. Seemed like most of the Bay Trail, most of the Haswell processor powered Chromebooks were left out of that, but so it seems like it's doing okay, especially with installing stuff behind. So my hopes are a little higher. My hopes are pretty low, to be honest with you, as far as performance goes. The last Bay Trail Chromebook I had was the Asus C300, and I wasn't real happy with that. So I'm trying. I'm getting ready to move into maybe a different approach. So you may get a longer look review at this device with me, because I'm thinking about, for work, going to a Chrome box. I've ordered it. We're going to see how it works out. The Asus Chrome box is the one you can open up and manipulate pretty easily. I'm gonna, I ordered the i3 version. Gonna fill it up with some extra RAM and maybe do a review once I've tweaked it up a little bit, and use it for work and kind of leave it at the desk. And they're small. You can grab it and take it with you if you need. But and then have maybe this device as my carry around Chromebook. And so, still be looking at staying under that $600-700 total package for work related materials. So to me, that's a very normal and standard price point. So ideally, what I'd like to have is something like this with a Broadwell processor in it, something that can really be a beast, and all in one thing. But we're not there yet. Hopefully, beginning to Q2 of next year, we'll start seeing some high-powered, fanless, IPS display wielding, awesome Chromebooks. We're getting there, and the selection just keeps growing, so that's pretty awesome. Until a few weeks, maybe a week and a half or so, I'm going to use this thing, try to use it at home a lot, and really get a good feel for how good this device is. I can tell you it looks really great just sitting on the desk. One thing I saw a complaint about before, and who knows, maybe with an IPS display it doesn't matter, that's as wide as this thing opens, so there's no opening it past that width. And so I'll show you that angle, and we'll talk about this more in a review, whether this becomes a bothersome thing. So keep that in mind if you're somebody for some reason that happens to use them and open them up real wide or something. This one doesn't open any farther than that, so just the way it's built. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share it out with other people, all that kind of stuff. Like I said, more likes, more subscriptions, more videos, all that kind of stuff. Keep it locked here. In a week and a half, 2 weeks or so like that, we'll have the review up of this guy, hopefully having used it in lots of different scenarios, because I'm thinking about keeping it as kind of like I was saying, a split daily driver kind of device. So we will see. Again, keep it locked here. Hope to see you again soon. Have a good one.